with my mouse trap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super greed. Spend a lot of extra time waiting for the acolyte. I am gonna catch that fool. You will think I'm really cool. All I wanna do is impress you with my mouse trap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super greed. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you. Just watch me, mouse. Just watch me catch you, catch you, catch you. All I wanna do is impress you with my mouse trap. All I wanna do is convince you with my cheese. All I wanna do is be the coolest cat here, but I'll need some more super greed. Oh, but I need some more super greed. Oh, but I need some more super greed.
Hello, MouseHunt. Welcome to Feedback Friday. My name's Dave. Today is, what day is it today? It's December 17, 2021. Yes, I did have to just look at what day it was. Hello to everybody in the chat. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you happen to be joining us in the or from the world today. Hello, Matt says Onyx Mallet Digby Drillbot on Monolith Base. Are we going back in time today? We're going back in time just a little bit. Good morning, Lady Nutsy. Hello, yo, Dave, Jason, hi, Anson, Jake, hello to you, Aaron, Mac, Ben, Jonathan as well. Hello, Rose, Supra, hello. Many hellos in the chat. Hope everybody's doing well today. I thought I'd do a little bit of a different camera angle to start, a little season's greetings, make things a little bit festive to start, but we'll see. Maybe I'll switch back so I'm looking directly at my monitor at some point. But nice tree, hey, thank you. I thought I'd just add a little festive charm here. We'll change the angle for a little bit. But yes, today we're going to do a little bit of feedback on a project that we have had on the go for a little bit here and there, and we're hoping we're going to be able to wrap that up in the early start of next year. And that's overhauling shops a little bit, kind of making a few tweaks and changes to different tiers of equipment, some costs, how you get traps, mostly in the early and mid game though. So I thought it'd be good to kind of share some of the work in progress already, get some sentiments from hunters, see if you think of anything we're not thinking of, if there's any kind of red flags go off of like, hey, how dare you change that? That's good food for thought as well as we get into that. Thomas, hi Dave, what are you hiding from us on the board? Different angle today. Yep, you only get one whiteboard. I don't think anything critical. No, there was some Sky Palace stuff. I think when we were auditing collectibles, yep, the odds of getting the sandwich from the cook. And I think there's even some Big Jack stuff up there. So you can tell I haven't erased that whiteboard in quite some time. This is Rift Dave, the one in the mirror. Yeah, this is, yeah, I'll call this angle. We're peering into the rift there, Ben. Merry Christmas, same to you, Jordan. How are you, sire? I'm doing very well. Ghosty, hopefully you're doing well as well. Chong, hello to you as well. Well, then we'll dive into some of the stuff that we've been working on and kind of see what the overall sentiment here is. So we're looking at how a player start the game. It's something we keep a close eye on as well, kind of tracking and taking a look at how far do people get before they kind of either start playing more, start playing less. Walk away, form some hypothesis there on, well, what could the sources of friction be, where some people slow down. And just as a whole, a lot of things in the early start of the game, they're just way too hard. And I think it was a symptom, hey, the game is over a decade old, and at the start, I'm sure I've shared this anecdote many times on Feedback Friday, but at the start, we didn't imagine the game would keep going for as long as it has, and so a lot of these early game areas, they were put in as thinking, well, this is the final stage. This is a big final last hurrah, big challenge. Even something like the Bottomless Grave at the time. Well, this is the end-all, be-all of shadow traps, so it is mightily expensive and difficult to earn. Oh boy, did that not withstand the test of time very well. And so now through normal progression here in 2021, close to be 2022, somebody gets to the mausoleum and just may the king help them, they are not going to be able to afford that bottomless grave before they are well past the mausoleum. So just the overall pacing and progression is just a little bit off there. And it's been great as new people join the team. We have Jake on the team now, and he's been doing a great job learning a lot of MouseHunt minutia, going through those early game areas and trying to smooth out some of those progression curves and make it so that, hey, when you first start out the game, you can actually obtain some of these upgrades that are meant for your title. ALV says, I like crafting. That's a good discussion point as well. Over the years, we've sort of used crafting less, and we started to use the shop a lot more. And we found that just kind of smooth things out. People are able to find the upgrades a lot quicker, a lot easier, understand the costs. It's a little bit more friendly when you see it in the shop. You can click or you can tap that item to see, okay, where do I go to get this? It's a good place we can leave a breadcrumb, some more feedback on how do I earn this trap? Where do I get these items that I have to spend to get it? But for sure, there's a lot of nostalgia around crafting as well, even if you've been playing long enough to remember the red slot in crafting and things like that. But we have to kind of take a step back and think, okay, what's sort of the smoothest experience as the game has grown so much and there's more interesting challenges than trial and error on the crafting table. There's more interesting challenges await you than that. So maybe that doesn't need to exist in the same capacity outside of maybe a few special things, the Dragon Slayer cannon, that sort of things. I do like the streamline of other things though, says Subro. Don't get rid of old crafting. Well, I don't think crafting will ever be a thing of the past. There'll always be some crafting. But just in newer areas as well, you can see in the floating islands and Queso Canyon, there's less crafting, there's more things in the shop. Kind of a rule of thumb we've been trying to apply is, hey, if there's an item and you need it for a specific area or adventure, like a very sort of connected set of areas, or the item that you use to create it it has a very specific source in the game, we've been putting them in the shop. If it's something where you might need it throughout the game, so you think like generic charms, like Empowered Super Brie, or some sort of generic charm that you're going to use anywhere, then crafting's a good fit because you might want to make it no matter where you are. You don't have to remember which shop to go to. Jonathan says, if I can throw out a Great Winter Hunt question, was it intended that balancing golden part drop rate between decoration and no decoration result in an overall decrease in the part rate? No, that wasn't intended. It should be about the same when you're hunting with the glazed. There was an effort to kind of smooth that out so you don't have to choose between golden parts or cookies to normalize those. Now, kind of something went a little bit cross there in the logic and different setups with different cheese, different charms. And so that was kind of patched as it was an error in the original release. But for sure, I think some takeaway feedback there is just the complexities of there's cheese and there's charms, and there's two types of charms and there's two types of cheese, and they both modify the encounter pool. And then there's decorations on top of that also modify the encounter pool. And so I think next year we're going to be looking to quite overhaul the Great Winter Hunt quite a bit to try to remove some of those complexities. It's just confusing having so many things that modify the same thing within the event. Is just it's a lot for the player to take in cognitive load. It's a lot on the design side of things to kind of you change one thing and it moves something over there. So it's a very difficult balance to get right. So we're hoping we'll have some time next year. We're gonna really kind of reimagine golems quite a bit. Obviously, it's pretty early to make any concrete decisions. But I know there's a lot of enthusiasm from players and on the dev team to kind of overhaul the Winter Hunt a little bit, breathe some new life into it. I think a lot of the sentiment, too, is just coming from maybe a little bit of fatigue from even with a narrative shift. Just the Great Winter Hunt feeling a little bit been there, done that now. So we're kind of looking forward, or we're putting on our thinking caps to overhauling things. Jason just happened to notice over 16,000 hunters online. Numbers looking good. Yeah, the winter hunt's always a popular time. A lot of people coming together, doing a lot of hunting for sure. So the kingdom is bustling right now. Trevor, love the idea of shops in all locations. Don't have to travel all the time. Yeah, absolutely. It's common feedback we get from new players, even new devs joining the team as they kind of try it out and they're going through the game for the first time. It's like, oh, I'm out of Swiss. Where do I go to buy that again? I'm always having to move around. And just as the game's evolved, 14 years ago, having to stock up on cheese and then take it to another location and make sure you get enough so you don't have to go back. That was a big, important strategic decision. But now there's so much more gameplay. There's maps. There's much more interesting challenges throughout the areas. There's adventures. That's kind of fallen by the wayside. Just kind of something that didn't stand the test of time. So I think there might be an exception, but I'm pretty confident now as part of this change, there will be a cheese shop in every single location. So if you ever need Brie, you ever need Swiss, you know where to go get it. I think we still kind of pace it a little bit where maybe cheddar isn't in the higher level locations. But kind of rank appropriate cheese is within arm's reach at all times. Same with general stores as well. Did an extensive audit of those to add more items to general stores. So there's just less traveling, less having to remember where do I go to get this. There's just more interesting and important things that could be using up some of your short-term memory while you play the game than the trivial knowledge of where do I buy gold leaf. Just putting that in some more locations where you might need gold leaf. Grant says, I just had a friend start playing. It's been amazing how fast they've ranked up in 1 week, helping them trying to remember how to unlock areas. Having the cartographer would be helpful. Yeah, that's been kind of within the scope of this project we're working on, going shop by shop. We took a look at charm shops, but it grew to be quite the large project. So I think we're going to come back. We're going to devote time. But we've been really narrowed in on the cheese shop and the trapsmith for now. But cartographer as well, that's on the list. Sobro says a 10 luck event base makes the early game bases a bit pointless. That needs to be addressed. Yeah, actually, while we're taking a look at these stats and these costs, that's something we're looking at as well. Just kind of smoothing out some of those curves. As I said, that's a strong identity, those event bases. They're very critical things to pick up during an event. You get your 10 luck base and it's a big old shot in the arm and you're able to kind of get a leap start at the beginning of the game for sure. Glenn says, I think this year's Great Winter Hunt is so hard to complete. Well, stick with it. It's a very long event, so I'm confident that somebody logging in, doing some hunting, you can definitely earn all the rewards that there are. Kind of get similar sentiment each year, and I think kind of go at your own pace. Don't compare your progress to that of others, and there's more than enough time because it is such a long event. It might feel a little slow to start. But just the nature of golems too. It's almost exponential progress. As you get going and you level up your golems, they come back with more cinnamon. You can stoke the engines more. You can upgrade them faster, which gets you more cinnamon faster. So it really starts to snowball toward the end. So, get off to a good start and you get a strong finish as well. James says, first time doing the Great Winter Hunt. Hope the golems stay as they are really nice. Although it's really hard to maintain 3. Hope we get more animated snow as gift of the day. That is in the cards. It will show up as the gift of the day now and then as well. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the intention it is somewhat difficult to maintain 3 golems. So the expectation maybe depending on your overall kind of goals, strategies, and how you pace yourself, you might be able to maintain 1, you might be able to maintain 2, or you might be able to maintain 3. So definitely pay attention to how you use the bells. Make sure you manage your reserves of animated snow and how you smash parts. If you use bells a little too liberally, you might run out of parts quicker. Why is the golem's loot from the Valor Rift so poor? Well, it's all subjective. Maybe send your golems somewhere else if they don't have the things you're looking to stock up on for Valor Rift. But for a lot of the areas, the golems don't bring back kind of core progression items, if that makes sense. Similar in Fort Rocks, they don't bring back Howlite and Bloodstone. And so Valor Rift has a lot of core progression items. So it's a lot of charms to help you do a Valor Rift push, but maybe not quite so many to help you build all your upgrades. So depending on your goals, kind of different choices for different hunters. Kind of play around, see the spot that you think makes the most sense to where you are in the game, what you're looking to accomplish. James, you like how some shops let you trade ingredients for the items in addition to manually crafting, like the Fishy Fromage Exchange at Sunken City? Yeah, absolutely. Kind of over the years, we've tried different approaches, and some have some different strengths and weaknesses to each approach. So as you can imagine, over 14 years, and different people having different hands on different parts of the game, and just honing our craft over the years as well. Kind of, there's some inconsistencies, and so sometimes it's nice. It's been great to have this opportunity to go back from the start, and as a team look at kind of the early and mid game now through end game lenses, if you will, have the context of where you're going and where you've been. But that's why I think primarily noted there that it's aimed at creating smoother progression choices for traps primarily below Baron Baroness. I think there's only one trap that's at Baron Baroness. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but the majority of them are lower than that. And actually, maybe to give a little bit of a scope of some of the changes here, this isn't everything, but this is a few of the traps and bases that will be affected by this upcoming update. A lot of them, in a nutshell, I would say it's making the stats, buffing the stats on the traps, and lowering the costs of them. So they'll be more powerful and more affordable. They'll also be available in more locations. So even the Bamboozler base, which, yep, the Bamboozler base didn't make the notes, but that's getting some overhaul as well. That'll be available in a lot more trapsmiths. I'd imagine somebody without an event base, that might be bread and butter in the at least in the early game, transitioning into the mid game. I think the Bamboozler base will be a lot more accessible. Chris Bells are also more expensive, but they're also in the naughty lists as well. So there's more sources of them at the same time as well. Nigel, can we have Great Winter Hunt tournaments or maybe some mega tournaments? Unfortunately, tournaments are on a bit of a hiatus and they're in need of some technical overhaul. We've been digging in here and there when we can as well to see if there's any sort of workarounds we could possibly do. So far, no silver bullets. We did have some promising revelations come up, though. I think in the new year we might try out to see if that can help bring tournaments back. But other than that, it's probably a good half year of work on a team of people to put them together. So it's been a challenge to fit that in the roadmap. Or Path Thrasher buff, asks Ben. I don't think that was in the cards, no. A lot of limited edition traps I don't think were touched unless they had a non-limited edition counterpart. So perhaps the Chrome Onyx Mallet being an example of that. But the Onyx Mallet is a good example of something that maybe was started as, okay, this is maybe the end-all be-all of physical traps, or it was meant to be quite the heavy hitter at the time, stretch goal. And just now, with there being so much more content, it doesn't have a strong identity. It's kind of lost its place. If you're going through the game from scratch, odds are you will never even consider the Onyx Mallet. So just lowering the cost of that, having it not cost so many Onyx stones, buffing the stats. I think it's getting, I'm getting into danger territory doing this without notes, but I think it's getting a power and a luck increase, but I could be wrong there. Don't hold me to that. Just to try to position it as something a little bit more interesting, as well as more reliable ways to get the blueprint as well. So it's a more viable option for a Grandmaster looking to get a physical trap to help bridge the gap when they first arrive on the shores of Dur Dunes. Maybe they'll have something a little bit more powerful to start taking on the Dur Mice, which is actually a pretty good transition into some mouse adjustments as well. So once we got this new baseline of traps established and we're modifying a lot of the costs and a lot of the stats of traps, there was a few mice that are just critical to the progression path that at the time were made difficult for the sake of being difficult. And just if we were to go and look at those areas now, we would not make those mice as strong as we did many years ago. Sort of just different decision-making processes as we've learned how to design better areas. And so here's just a short list of a few mice that in general are going to be made easier to capture. And whether that's by lowering the strength of those mice or increasing the effectiveness of the related power type. So the Dur tribe, as an example, physical traps are not very effective against Dur mice, but the other two tribes, their respective power types are. So that's kind of a tweak in the pipeline there, is just to raise that up and to make physical traps very effective against Dur. Because as of now, if you're going in there, you don't have an event trap or a friend to help you out with some gear, you're gonna have a very bad time in Dur Dunes, and it's more frustrating than fun. So it still feels challenging. It's still one of the most difficult tribes there when you're going through the tribal isles, but we'll bring physical traps to be very effective there as one of the plan changes. On Chi, it'll be interesting to see some of the revamped bases had area-specific effects. Monolith base has increased power bonus against big bad burrows. Yeah, for sure. I mean, no planned and kind of immediate changes to any area specific effects, but trying to fit them in to be more sensible upgrades for that title. Some might still feel like stretch goals, but maybe not quite so above and beyond. Where as somebody in the town of Digby, you might not realistically think about earning the monolith base until your Lord, Lady, Baron, Baroness, or you might come back as a much higher level. So try to put those in better perspective where they're a little bit more obtainable at the point you unlock them. Nadir, related to maps, maybe introduce cheaper dust for easy, medium, or old area types. Yeah, that's an interesting idea as well. Maybe tie in with a relic hunter. There's some complexities there. If dust costs different amounts based on the type of maps, it kind of becomes a bit of a design kind of bee's nest there, a ball of yarn to unravel. But if anything, you need that anchoring point of this is kind of the value that player assigns to dust. Okay, now I'll have to decide whether or not the map is sort of worthwhile to me in terms of using dust on that. If kind of everything changes, it's hard to get that anchor point to make a decision. You kind of need one thing, that one metric that's a constant in your mind to help you make a decision. If everything's always in flux, it's very hard to make a decision around everything. The Black Widow should be on that list. She has a pretty strong identity of being an elusive, difficult mouse, and she's not directly tied to any progression gates. So at least until we have time to come back and do a more focused overhaul to specific areas, like the Tribal Isles needs some attention. Whisker Woods as well just kind of needs a complete overhaul. But at least as a first pass, kind of just a big impact with minimal effort, something that's a lot quicker to get it into the game. Looking at some of these mice that are critical to the canonical progression path and just smoothing that out a little bit. So it says make the leprechaun easier as well. Well, I don't think the leprechaun is on that canonical progression path, so it definitely has a very strong, probably one of the most extremely strong identities, at least in the game. LV, I'm a Grand Duke. I have one block catch and 25 misses. Yeah, definitely that's a stretch goal mouse as well, though. Kind of, it doesn't gate any important areas or any important pieces of equipment. So it is very much kind of a bragging rights type mouse. When you see that King's Crown, you know, well, that's the identity of the mouse. Balak is just extremely difficult to capture, but doesn't kind of lock you out of any kind of future content. And so now you know, hey, if you have a King's Crown and you pin that on your profile, it's an accomplishment to show off. It's above and beyond. Ben asks, will all the items available in Cape Cod shops be made available in all of Tribal Isles? That'll be very helpful. For the most part, yes, and I'll resist the urge to try to do that from memory, but for sure, things like plant pots, coconut milk, and the trapsmiths as well, we've consolidated quite a bit. There's some kind of subjective stuff to take a look at here and there. But just a greater variety of, especially the general store. You need access to that stuff from everywhere. Jason says he'd like if the relic hunter mouse were in 2 areas instead of just 1. Yeah, absolutely. As the game grows, it becomes kind of harder and harder to track her down. LV says I'd be cautious about going back and making the game too easy. Those mice traps that were the hardest grind, the most satisfying, rewarding. Absolutely. And I think we want to maintain that for those traps that fit that identity very well. But something that isn't the end-all be-all of a trap. It's just sometimes it feels weird to move on later area in the game and you earn a much better trap, and then you come back, maybe you want to collect that trap, and it's just way harder to get than something that has better stats. It's kind of a oddity in the progression, and just like a lot of games that are a decade plus old, they'll kind of show their age in some of those spots. And so it's like maintenance. You go back and a few rooms, maybe you need to update them. It's like, okay, the wallpaper is a little dated in here. It's gone out of style. We need to tear down the wallpaper. Maybe we'll paint. Maybe we'll modernize the furniture here, if I can stretch a metaphor to the absolute maximum. Hello. Let me switch here. We got some of the MouseHunt teams coming in here. You're not on stream quite yet, though. Give me 1 second. Maybe I'll relocate here.
Nice backdrop. Slack's not even loading for me.
No, I should plug in my Christmas tree if I'm gonna be on camera.
Play it in.
Sorry, what's that, Andrew?
Your backdrop, where's it from?
There
I
we
get it.
go.
Ours in
Discord.
Discord. Right click on your face and change background, change video background.
Probably should have
And
done this
then-
before putting it live, but here
You
we
can
are.
pick a few.
I was doing a joke thing right.
You're all live, by the way.
On the cameras off.
I missed
Hi.
so we didn't see it. Actually.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
I don't know if can they hear us, Dave?
They can hear you now. You
Rated.
are
We rated them.
you're live. We got a MouseHunt team raid.
Hi everyone.
Happy
Hi.
holidays.
Hello.
Hello.
Wow, hello, devs. Eileen Scrib yells raid. Nid yells raid hype in the chat. I think that's Giorgio there.
Very hard. Yeah, I'm mid. Jacob is my hero. Wow, Jacob. Look, you got
Wow.
fans-
Ours
you got
too.
fans in the chat.
I don't know when I saved you, but you're welcome.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
Happy
Parm is
holidays, everyone,
Parm
from
chat,
Hugh
too.
in the chat. There's Parham.
It's the cardboard shark.
What did we interrupt? What were you talking about? Some of the adjustments there, Dave?
No, it was pretty good timing. We had just wrapped up.
Nice.
I was giving some compliments to a lot of the great work Jake has been doing, learning all that MouseHunt minutia. Actually, this is probably,
listening
say hello
in
there,
with
Jake. This is the
minutia.
first time meeting
Hello.
everybody.
I've been digging into all the traps.
Nice. And including the bottomless grave?
It's a long way to
Oh,
dig,
gosh.
yeah.
A long dip.
That one takes a long time to dig
Still
into.
digging. Yeah.
Cool. Have the players met everyone in this current face collection?
Face collection. Do we want to go around for the benefit of those who haven't? Maybe just say hello, say your name, a little bit what you do on the team. Sound good, everybody? We'll
Yeah.
go from top. We'll start at the top left. Andrew, take it away. Just alphabetical order.
Excellent. Hey, I'm Andrew. I do a bunch of the front end. So if something that you click on something and it doesn't work, yell at me. I'll probably try and fix it eventually. I'm on Discord as Cardboard Shark, and something is actually broken, please tag me, and I will try and fix it.
And his personal phone number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's my number.
What a convenient number.
I specify it's only things that are broken on the desktop side. If it's mobile, you can call Parm's mobile number.
Yeah, call
His number is-
Parm. Yeah, and his number is 1, 2,
1-800.
3, 4. Yeah.
Oh, great. Chris.
Thanks, Andrew.
Say
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Chris. I'm on Discord as Chris. I'm a developer. I make the game that you guys play, and it's really fun, and I love it, and I hope you love it too. Love the game. Love working. I do it for you all, you know.
Oh, welcome aboard. One of the newer devs, been doing some great work so far.
Yeah.
Got a familiar face, Franco. Love the sweater.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm Franco. I run Franco's shop. No, sorry, I'm one of the developers that work on MouseHunt and bring you all the fun content that you see. I draw it too sometimes.
Let's get a better view of that sweater, Franco.
Okay.
Showcase.
I'm gonna model that a
nice.
bit.
Yeah.
That looks
Whoa,
so
whoa, whoa.
fancy. Oh
Happy
man,
holidays.
It's a Christmas sweater
Happy
too. Cool.
Christmas.
I mean, a holiday sweater.
Oh, I mean, holy.
Nice spin
Post-
around.
I am jealous.
Oh, looking
Hi
sharp.
everyone, I'm Giorgio. You may know me from MouseHunt. I think I see a lot of familiar names here in the chat. But yeah, I've been here for a very long time, and I love working on MouseHunt still, and I want to keep working on MouseHunt. So thanks for tuning in.
Another
yeah.
familiar face, Jacob. Definitely, if you watch Feedback Friday. How's it going, Jacob?
Pretty good. Hi, I'm Jacob. I do art, and half the time for Feedback Friday, I do art here. So if you haven't seen me before, it won't happen next week because we're on holidays, of course. But in the new year, come hang out. We'll make art together. I take feedback from the chat. Many of you lovely people hang out with me, and we create stuff together, and it's awesome and very
Jacob,
fun.
you're not going to do a Christmas Eve stream? You're not going to just
I
take
surprisingly am not.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
right until,
it would-
right until midnight?
I would
Don't
try to
spend
keep
that
it
time with
short,
friends and
maybe
family.
only 6 hours.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
nice
thanks.
short stream for that. Yeah.
Thanks.
And I am Jake. I'm a game designer here at HitGrab. I worked on Clan O'Connell, which is a platformer we made that some of you may be aware of. And in May, I joined the MouseHunt team. And I've been mainly focusing on the early game player experience, trying to improve that as I've been going through the game myself and encountering some of the big roadblocks in the game or things that could be smoothed out a little. So yeah, that all of these trap changes and shop changes coming up, I've been working hard on the past few weeks. And I hope it makes a good positive impact. Yeah.
Fantastic. And Josh, you're up.
I love the ears.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
good
you.
hat.
It also has bells on it. You guys can't.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. Oh, give us a jingle there.
Click the click his
Click the bell. Yeah.
his head bell to subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe, please. So I am Josh. I am also a new dev, and I love working on this game, and I love reading everyone's comments. I'm reading the chat here, and it's great to see so many people just so passionate about it. So, thank you.
One of Josh's big contributions this year was all the redone mobile stuff for the map UI. So the treasure map, the tabs, and kind of like freshening all that up, and had a lot of fun working with you on that, Josh.
I love learning, so thank you.
I love it.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm one of the artists. I've been here for 8 years, so you've probably seen my work if you haven't seen me. I don't really go on these things very often, so
A shame.
that's it.
Hello, everyone. I am Norm. I've had the pleasure of being the guest host on a couple of these Feedback Fridays, so some of you might recognize me talking about Halloween. But yeah, I'm a developer on the team, have been for a little over a year and a half now, and loving it. Yeah, I've had the opportunity to work on a lot of really exciting releases and more exciting ones to come.
Lorman.
Yeah. Arlene's excited about maps, says thanks, Josh. And Param, how's it going? A lot of people are talking about a watch notification in the chat.
Come on, Param. I see that. That's been in the works for quite a while. It should have been done sooner, but definitely that's something I want to get done. I think that'll be like a huge benefit for a game like MouseHunt, being able to play whenever you want on your watch. I think that would be awesome. So for sure, we'll try to get that going after the new year again. But yeah, I'm Param. I'm the lead mobile developer. And yeah, I'm really happy working here so far. It's been a great 3 years, and yeah, I love seeing the community and all the players. It makes the game that much better. So I love seeing everyone getting involved on Discord and getting your feedback. So yeah, thank you for playing.
Last but not least, welcome aboard Sana, the newest member. You can say hello as well. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Sana. I recently joined the team this Monday. Yeah, I'm very, very excited to join the team. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome year the next year, and then yeah, I can show something like good UI UX design for you guys. I'm UX designer. Yeah, I to imagine. Yeah, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And, a game, we have over 10 years of history, and there's a few interfaces and a few views, and I'm sure, players, you've come across some spots that are like, this is a little bit cumbersome to use, or this could definitely use a facelift. So excited to get some of the older UI updated, and we'll be looking for lots of great feedback from the community as well, kind of what you players want to see added in terms of interfaces.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on the team, Sana. Dave, last but not least here, you gotta introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Dave. You've been hanging out with me for a bit here, and yeah, I've been here for a few years, and yeah, mostly just kind of keep everything organized, do the project management, wear a lot of different hats. I seem to not be wearing a hat today, but and then yeah, you probably know me well enough if you tuned into Feedback Friday. Now then,
a couple times a year at least, right?
At least, yeah.
At
At
least
least.
two, yeah.
Yeah, Jacob and I usually split the Feedback Friday duties, and he does a great job as well. Yeah, a lot of welcome aboards. Let me ask you why the title's maxed at Fabled. It just seemed like a good place to stop for now, at least, I guess. But...
Leave it as a mystery, right?
Yeah. Is there anyone, I mean, within the Fabled ranks working toward the actual max? Is that even possible at this point?
I think behind the scenes, you still keep getting wisdom, so we don't cap your wisdom, which is like our experience, which, you know, at some point we'd like to smooth that out. That's a good topic of future updates anyway, but you still keep getting that wisdom, so if we ever did add more titles, you would just immediately level up, but for now anyway, kind of capped it, at least until we can catch up to some players in terms of producing content that is that high level. We've got a ways to go still. And a cat has made an appearance, Andrew.
Hello, Cat. Welcome, Cat.
Cat's come.
Kat, introduce yourself.
Hello,
Star,
Cat.
the best member of our team.
Oh, different cat now.
Oh, two Cat.
Final Heart asking, what is the actual max? I don't know. Giorgio, do you know what the max
Look it
integer
up.
value of that field is? I think it's
If it's
beyond.
Unsigned.
It's an unsigned 64-bit integer. I
That's a big
challenge-
number.
It's a big number. It's like 18 million. Good luck.
Yeah, it would take a while to reach, I think.
Wisdom. Yep, it is unsigned big int. So 18 million, which wait here, let me look at who the highest was. I'm not gonna even say who it is. Just take a look. Who's got the most wisdom right now?
Is it Larry?
It's no Larry's. He's not that great at the game. Kind of
Yeah,
lazy.
how many-
It's like,
how
it's like
many-
once an hour. That's it. Like
Have
I guess he never
seen
sleeps. But
his loot table? My goodness.
he I think he
I got him
gave
a
away
pod or
he
something.
gave away all of his turbines. He used to have something like 200,000 turbines, but
Just a few.
just a few now.
Pretty suspicious, Larry.
Wisdom. Okay, so that's big. That's a big number. I can't see the let me add some comments to this so I can read it.
Ashley says Larry's a knight. What a noob. Hey, to clarify, his title is Friendly Knight, and that's even
Friendly
that's
Knight. No one
highest
has
title
that
in the
title.
game. Nobody
Yeah,
has
it's the
achieved
highest.
that.
Beyond Fabled.
Unfabled.
Beyond Fabled.
Yeah, second only to the king is the title of Friendly Knight.
So here, I'll do some sort of illusion breaking. I think so. Fabled requires 3.8 million, and the person with the most wisdom in the game has 6.4. No, sorry, is that million? Yes, that's million. Okay, I got
So
it.
they're a bit of a ways off.
They need a little more to go. They need another million times what they currently have. So it's a big max. It's going to take a few decades, I think.
Oh, Mara in the chat asking if we're planning a new area, or for now are we doing overhauls? Well, we're hoping we can have the capacity to do both, and actually Norman's been leading the charge to help put together the next piece of episodic content, the next kind of permanent area in the game. We'll probably get a lot of feedback on that in the new year as we kind of pull all that together. But Norman, how are you feeling? Can you give any teasers or a little sneak peek of what players might have in store for them next year?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I mean, I was literally like working on it up until we all decided to jump into Feedback Friday here because I'm just so excited about it. What can I say? What can I say? It will be probably a fairly large release. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say. Can I say that it's going to be a new region? Is that too much? I guess it's too late now.
You just said it, Norman.
Whoops.
Yeah, ask along. Can I say this? No. Okay, can I say this? Just play.
I'll get the Men in Black red memory wipe.
Yeah, just put the prototype and then.
Yeah, it's going to have a very, very strong theme, which I'm really excited about. There's just a lot of amazing things. We're super early in development. We haven't even technically begun development until next year. I've just been cheating a little bit and getting things started because I can't help myself. But yeah, lots of really fun stuff in store. New region, fun theme, cool mechanics, good times.
Goes with your nickname.
can I take a moment just to
Yes,
like
good
pump
one.
up Liz, the artist that's been helping me
yeah.
out with this? She's
Who is
not,
not
here
here.
now, but she joined us this year, and she's amazing. And
Mhm.
so you've seen some of her work, but she's really diving into the Fable Forest. So
Oh yeah, yeah. I wish she could be here today, but
yeah.
yeah, she was even with like the design and stuff. Like she has some amazing ideas. She has a very good like mind for game design, which is really cool. And yeah, the HUD mock-ups she's done are fantastic. And yeah, I noticed someone in the chat. Norman is the Tom Holland of MH Dev team. You know what? I will take it. That sounds great. Thank you. I don't exactly know what it means, but it cannot be negative. So
That's like a really good compliment.
yeah, right. Like yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
It's the Spider-Man suit that you wear all the time.
Oh, right. I don't know why I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
On the wash right now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Giorgio, you're missing a few zeros, I think, on some of those wisdom
Oops,
numbers.
yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so it's let me rephrase that. 3.8 billion wisdom for Fabled, and then the highest player is 6.4 billion. So
Okay, so we got a ways to go in that field before we hit the max. Yeah, all right. Oh, Eileen's got a pretty good guess at the region there, I think.
How do
the
they
salt
know
mines,
these
right?
things?
Or it's
Understand.
Garbage Island.
You're all so clever.
Garbage Island.
Garbage Island.
Garbage Island.
Snowy has a pretty good guess at where that might land as well. Won't confirm or deny, but that seems like an interesting guess.
What's the Forbidden Forest?
You can't know it's forbidden.
No,
Yeah.
but that's not a. Is it real?
Oh, it is real.
Okay.
Oh, Relos asks a new trap type. I don't think that's in the cards, though, but not quite yet. I think some of the power types still have a lot of room to grow before we're going to have to pull another one out of the arsenal. We discover some new types of mice, maybe. Swift says, Dave gives a lot of unintentional hints. I don't think so. That's never happened.
Read
once in
your
the history of
whiteboard there,
Feedback
Dave,
Friday.
behind you.
Oh, no!
Zoom in.
Super duper Bree.
Oh!
Of course. And Eric, I don't know if the next area will be Franco's shop. We'll see. We'll see if Franco has his way or not.
I'm pushing for it.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
we're
we're
launching
gonna
it
sell
tomorrow. Guaranteed. Franco's promise.
We're
TM.
rebranding, new power type, new parental is what we're calling.
Yeah.
New, repackage that. We'll
You
get
can
it right.
convert all your old traps into the new parental power.
The
type.
all
We don't know when
releasing the
it's gonna
Omni
come
trap.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
So
you
you can get
recall,
old school parental trap.
Open only for Boxing Day, though, right?
For 1 minute period of the day, you got to get in there and grab it. Otherwise, yeah.
Cool,
it's fine.
cool.
I think Franco's shop would sell a trap with a power type, but no mice are weak to that power type. But you can,
Right.
you can pick it up.
You got it. I get you ready for the inevitable.
Crystal power type. Just
Yeah.
ancient crystal power type. No mice are weak to it.
It hurts
I'm
you
still
when
really
you use
excited
it.
for the Franco base, where it starts at $1, and whoever buys it
Oh,
owns
yeah,
it. And
everyone
every
doubles,
person
doubles,
that
doubles.
buys it, the price goes up, and then they own it until someone else buys it. Can't wait for that. Giorgio, you're in
Maybe
a
a big
decent
gold
position
thing.
to maybe buy it for a day.
Am I?
You got some gold stacks.
Oh, a couple of stacks, I guess. A couple dollars.
Giorgio's our resident rich hunter on the team.
I am just a little bit. I like to hoard the gold. It is.
Go diving. Do you ever swim in your gold reserves a little bit? Just
It
dive in?
hurts. It hurts a lot.
Oh, yeah.
because
You
it's not.
exfoliate.
It just you smack the coins and it's like can't really dive in and.
He
Get around,
likes
like-
to use his insider trading knowledge to play the market, right?
Yeah, Michelle's not listening, right? Okay, good. No, Jacob, I don't. I'm the only one who doesn't actually. Jacob,
Hey, no,
Franco.
I'm cool. I do not. You know.
Okay, you're right. Jacob, you're fine.
I'm poor, so clearly
I'm poor. Please. I got lucky with when Ronza was here. I just bought a bunch of the the lantern charms. That's what kind of skyrocketed.
Oh, it did, yeah.
After she left in the early days, yeah, and then I just don't spend my gold. I just use bad traps and I don't catch a lot of mice, but I get to keep my gold as a result. I need the gold. You understand?
Traps.
Nobody said he was a strategist.
Couple
I guess you
decent.
can afford anything with the amount of gold you
Well, no,
have.
because the gold I have, I guess I could buy the jewels, but I'm collecting jewels to buy those traps. I could just buy them all now, but that's not fun. I want to collect the jewels for free and keep the gold and have all the numbers go up.
the high score.
Yeah, high score. Well, I mean, I don't think I'll ever get the high score in the gold, but on the team, okay, I'll take it.
You know, Generic Potato in the chat there had an astute observation that I can't believe we never put two and two together, that the title Fabled Forest may imply that the title requirement is fabled.
Right. No, I think
We just
talked
love
about
alliteration.
that early on about whether it would be endgame or wherever it kind of happens, so it's still up in the air, I guess. But it would be only, like someone said, 19 players in the game could access it, so probably not going to
won't be that.
Probably.
No guarantee though. Who knows?
Right?
Hey.
Could happen.
Could happen.
Could also be the recruit forest or the.
The apprentice forest.
I'm seeing some calls in the chat to maybe we should revisit the King's Rewards. Well, we've got more brain power now. We have more people available who can do that kind of crunch to make something more relevant.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to join for the trivia question? Are we ready?
Quad. Yeah, quad.
All right. Let me switch to this mode here. And then...
Trivia. Uh-oh.
If any of
Oh
us
no, I
get
seem to be
answer
cutting
this.
out.
Oh, it's just
Oh,
Andrew.
no.
Hey.
Oh, no.
Hi,
Oh,
Big
no.
Andrew. Big Andrew. Hi, Big Andrew. No, it's just Andrew. Sorry.
Too big. Oh no! I don't know.
What's happening? Dave, what are you doing?
Oh, that's
This
your
question's
turn.
for
George.
you,
Oh, it's
Andrew.
me now.
Now you're
it's
Big
like
Giorgio,
for-
yeah.
Big Giorgio.
Whoever speaks the loudest, it takes over, maybe.
Is he just like in, tabbed away mode or something?
Well, I can't fit you all on the screen with the
Can you
trivia.
just click? Can't you just make every one of us super tiny?
Oh, now I
Don't
see.
we have a newer version of that base?
There's a good delay too.
Yeah, a lot of delay there.
That's
That's
the
like
hidden
old
trivia,
version of
Lord.
it, I think.
That's the extra. Yeah, Jacob, I looked it up and I did an extra bonus question. There you go, Dave. Just can you just shrink your screen? Shrink your actual screen.
You have to be Big Giorgio. I'm sorry.
They're weird sliced people.
All right, this week's trivia question, and I think it may have already been answered in the chat here. How many traps were there in the original release of the game? And I already forget the answer.
I know it. Hold on. I think someone got it right at the top. The first answer got it.
Swift, congratulations. You got the answer correct.
Yeah. Now
Right
name
off the bat.
Name them. Name the 5 traps.
Yeah, now, bonus marks. Can you name the 5? Yeah. It is 5 traps.
Jacob, I have the original email. It was in 2 parts because back then you could upload that many images into an email, so you had to split them up. It was only megabytes, but still no, too much. So we had, let's see, we see Spring, Spring, Deathbot, one of them.
Tacky Glue was not one of them.
No, Tacky Glue was
Foxy
was
in the chat.
A little late. Force Field, no, that was a little later.
Yeah. The NVMRC came later. That was a player-run group, the Nonviolent Mouse Removal Committee?
Committee.
I don't know what the C
Club.
stands for. I've forgotten.
So, no, still only Deathbot and Spring are correct. Oh, no, almost Swiss Army, one of them, yes.
Trebuchet. There's one. Yep, Trebuchet.
One more. Yeah, definitely Slumbering Boulder Trad Dragon Slayer Cannon. We just break the game day one.
Ring the bell! Ding, ding, ding!
Fist traps.
Matt looks like he has a good guess here.
real
Swiss
good real
Army.
fast.
Nope, the glue was not one.
We're missing. Oh, there it is. 500 pound. Yeah, all 5 have now been named.
All 5 have been named. All right.
Russia.
Where is the answer here? Yes, the answer, the high tension spring, the 500-pound spike crusher, the mouse trebuchet, the Swiss Army mouse trap, and the mouse deathbot were the 5 original. I think, Georgia, you already touched on this little anecdote. Maybe you can share it as well, because you found this original upload from Jacob. But share the anecdote of the first time that was shared.
So Jacob sent me the email. We had commissioned him at the time. He was just an artist friend of mine. I was like, hey, do you want to try this out, draw these things? And I gave him the format of it being isometric and whatever. And he sends in the email. We're all gathered around my computer. It was me, Dave, Joel, and Brian. And we're looking through them. And I think each time we were scrolling a scene, we're like, oh, whoa, just kind of excited about each of the drawings, the depictions, oh, he nailed it. And we were just so pumped about it. And then I think just a couple of days later, you sent another email with this, the explosive base, but repainted a bit, or you gave it a different color. You wanted it to be a little more tan looking. So this version of it never made it into the game. It's the original explosive base. So there you go. A little bit of ancient lore, ancient Hick Reb lore right there.
And the outlines and all that was actually done with a felt marker because
Wow.
I drew it on like in my sketchbook, which I have nearby.
Oh, the original? Oh my goodness.
Well, I'll put this link in the chat as well.
Original
everybody.
sketchbook has like white mouse, pirate mouse, all kinds in here.
Show us.
Map. Let's see.
Dave, nice camera.
Problem
work,
is it's
by the
like
way.
all
15-year-old
over in
art.
this book because I was kind of working on a whole bunch of stuff around that time. Let's see.
You've had that book for a while. There's a couple of like ancient manuscripts you still hanging on to there.
I have paper
your memoirs.
monsters I do not throw out. It's terrible, actually.
Excellent. You find it? While you're looking, I just want to compliment Dave's camera work there. The producer Dave, switching the cameras around.
Spoke too
Good
soon
stuff.
here.
Oh,
There we
moving
go.
around a bit. Yeah.
Make everyone larger.
Okay, there's some MouseHunt stuff in that book, but it might be a different one. Dagnabbit.
Yep, Jeneth, I had put the trivia reward link in the chat for your clicking convenience. I made it yesterday. I forget what it is. Giorgio, you clicked it. Do you remember what it was?
No.
I think it was King's Credits, actually. I think I just...
Oh yeah, it was 10 Kings. 10 Kings sandblasted medals.
Nah. Yeah, Trevor in the chat had some nostalgia over the 500-pound Spike Crusher. That was one. There's definitely a few. When we scrolled through that original email of the traps that you illustrated, Jake, of like this, we got increasingly excited as we scrolled down. Yeah.
I can. Let me see if I can find that email. Wait, it won't be here.
I'm surprised you still had the email. I couldn't even
Okay.
find mine in
So
my
this
inbox.
is
I
my
forwarded it
second
all from the old
sketchbook.
email before we moved
The
to
original is somewhere nearby. This has like the non-lethal design sketches. I was doing more just kind of like concepting in this as opposed to like drawing and scanning from here because I realized because I was literally using like a flatbed scanner where I had to like smush the book down and it'd take like 12 minutes to scan in a page and then render that. I figured out using just like printer paper was a little easier. And then as soon as I could, I decided, oh, you know what, I'm painting digitally. I could probably just sketch it and paint it on computer from the start. and thankfully I figured that out.
Good example is honing our craft and getting better over the years. You know, as we started on the topic of revising some of the early game areas, you know, that applies to pretty well every area of the game that or work we did many years ago. You know, it's nice to be able to go back and do it with give it a fresh coat of paint and update some things.
So while looking for the email that Jacob sent me, completely unrelated, you sent me one, Jacob. I guess it was on my birthday. The subject is "Happy birthday, man," and it says, "Hayes, dude, happy of the birthday again. Now you're 8. Wow, such a big girl." And then you moved on to talk about something related to some game mechanic ideas you had.
Yeah.
So I totally forgot about that email. Thanks for that.
There's a few. I just found this was from the 5th birthday, the like big Megabot battle that you had.
Oh, yeah.
This was a concept that Andrew and I were working on.
I remember
together.
Andrew was around for that. Yeah.
And then I found here is some scribbles from Zugzwang's island here.
Your plant
got
is eating
stuff
your
falling out of here now.
I think your
actually-
background makes it a little hard to.
Yeah,
hard to
yeah, I
see.
should probably disable that. It has so many secrets that you can't read thanks to it. I also have the original dirigible game design in here, I believe.
Oh, when we were sitting and eating a bunch of sushi and we
Great.
came up with
Yeah, so somewhere in here.
a game that never existed.
Yeah, I have a lot of concepts in here. Oh boy. Anywho, I don't think I'm going to find the original drawings. I have to find the original
Track it down.
sketchbook for that.
We'll compile like a sort of hardcover compendium on the 20th anniversary of MouseHunt of like
Actually,
original
that'd be
sketches
amazing.
and excerpts and emails, and for the most discerning of collectors.
I could probably dig it up. Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah, it'd be fun to scan it and share it.
We have photos of like whiteboards too that we like had a good like brainstorming session at the office, and we used it as a reference. Dave, if you remember the Year of the Noble, and we had sketched out like Sunken City and like all those areas in the labyrinth and everything. We had almost like this the idea of where it would be drawn on the map and the pathing, and as you progress through. And then I think there was a at the end of that whole like path and route, there was a rocket ship. That never happened, but it was one of the so like, oh yeah, and one day they'll go to space, and I was like, one day, but not back then. Yeah, it was too soon.
All right, well, shall we wrap things up? Anything else anybody wants to share before we say goodbye?
Forever.
Dave, I sent you something if you want to share that, but you don't have to.
Let me take a peek. Oh
Hey,
yeah.
I just have to say, the MouseHunt chat is saying MouseHunt in space, and I agree.
MouseHunt in space.
We all know it has to happen, right?
I've been wanting MouseHunt in space since I joined 8 years ago,
Lauren,
and it hasn't happened yet.
And Lauren, you and I
So-
had a discussion one time about it, and we formulated this, and we wrote an email together with an idea. Maybe we'll revisit
like
that.
me and you made like a small game plan. I think
super
it's
small
slowly
sub.
evolved into floating islands. Not anything that's related anymore.
When we've
but-
talked about space, every time we've talked about it, we're like, well, we gotta like have a transition in a sense, and
Yeah,
floating
get
islands
this
is a thing
getting
that has to
higher
happen
and
at
higher.
least before that, right? And now we got to the Sky Palace, which is up in the the stratosphere. It's getting close.
If we don't go to space soon, I'm gonna leave. I'm not actually
Here's the
gonna
thing. Here's the thing.
leave.
Like
space?
we are kind of like figuring out that like pathing of really like amazing movie series where they just keep making sequels, where eventually you have to take the sequel to space. It's just a rule, right? So I think we're gonna figure that one out. MouseHunt.
Only way is up.
Nice.
But
Only
I
ways
love the soccer mouse on display.
Yes.
It's a beautiful mouse.
This is Parham's wonderful mouse that he shared with me just now.
Very nice. Very nice, Parham.
What was the inspiration,
it.
Parham?
I took a stab at the digital drawing. I got a tablet, and I thought I'd try something out.
Kicking an egg.
It's called Leonel Mousy. Is the name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't you, Parham? Do you have that drawing of the grumpy dwarf as well?
Oh god.
I got it. That was my
love that
favorite.
one.
I think we made
Love
it into an
that
emoji on Slack
I
too.
think I had
Yes.
It
So,
was like that.
so you're
that whole
gonna
thing
join
you
the
did
art
with that
team,
is
Parm?
One day.
We're putting that in live, right?
If all 4 artists aren't feeling up to it that day, a release is tomorrow, I might give it a stab.
Parm
Call it
sitting on the
Parm.
bench, just ready to get played. Like put me in, coach.
Man, coach.
I think I have the dwarf mouse somewhere.
We have all those like is it the sports mice that we moved into the tourney hall? I mean, we could just toss the soccer mouse there now, right? The egg kicking mouse.
Egg kicking mouse.
Spring Egg Hunter Tournament Hall. It's hard to.
There you go. Yeah.
Just have to paint the football there.
Cool. Cat on keyboard. Two cats.
Oh gosh.
Scratch it off the bingo card.
This is how we lose Andrew.
Yeah, he just like slowly glitches out and goes offline.
Oh, Matt asking
my
when.
legs, and they both went for it and attacked my knees.
It's like, haha.
Oh, Matt asking when
He's falling,
the
get his knees.
when the shop overhaul will be completed post Great Winter Hunt. Yes, I believe so. So I think Jake, you're getting so close to wrapping that up. We're gonna put it through some testing though. It'll be in the new year, probably the first quarter of the new year at some point if all goes well. But it's great to share that feedback at the start of Feedback Friday, kind of give a little sneak peek of some of that work in progress. Often enough, a player will think of something we don't, and that kind of is good food for thought. We go back and reassess a few things here and there. So always interested to see the discussions that come up, whether it be on Discord, Facebook groups, etc. And we kind of skim that through and kind of use that through a lens of QA as we tweak and tune things. Well, Chris wants to know before we leave what everyone's favorite mouse is, if you have one. Does anyone have an extreme favorite mouse?
There's a mouse, I think from one of our Lunar New Year events, where it's like 2 mice pretending to be a dragon. And it's green and it's just incredibly adorable.
The costume where one's the head, one's the tail.
Is that a Dracona mouse?
I want to say it looks like a dinosaur, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I think that's in Dracona, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. There are a lot of mice.
Well, a couple mice.
It's a very old one, if I'm recalling the correct one, anyways.
There's at
I think
least
it's a
12
birthday
mice.
mouse.
Is it? Oh, maybe.
No, it wasn't the costume dragon.
Pretty sure it's part of the birthday pool.
I think Michelle is right. Dino suit.
The dino
Yeah.
suit.
Sounds
It's
right.
his birthday. Yeah.
Okay.
That even sounds familiar as Andrew's favorite. It was your display picture for a while, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's still your photo on the Hitcrab website. Last I checked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It is.
There's two. I mean, I love all the mice. Just so I think every release is as a new favorite from each like pack of mice. It's hard to name. I don't know. I still like the dwarf. Dwarf is still one of my favorites.
That's not gonna work.
Lazy mouse.
The glazy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Thanks, Parm.
Leaning back, chilling, that glazy mouse.
Ooh,
Ew,
that's
so
the-
lazy. So
Look at
lazy.
you. Look at that. The Wrangler.
I don't know, man. Sporty ski instructor.
Ooh.
Love.
Nothing at all.
Good choice.
Nothing
Let's
at
do that
all.
one.
Nothing at all.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Eileen likes the white mouse, the realm ripper, and the spy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We live in mortal fear if you ever redraw the white mouse. I don't know what's going
Listen,
to.
I tried.
Jacob tried and everyone freaked out.
That was one of
Players
the only
and
other
devs
times
alike.
that there was a Feedback Friday raid because
Yeah.
you all
Like, get
raided
out of here. Yeah.
in chat.
I see people want kind of like a toggle between,
Mhm.
like seeing old and new mice.
Mhm. Yeah, legacy artwork
If-
would be.
I don't know if
and
that's
even
possible.
costumes.
I'm not a programmer, so I don't know how
Maybe-
easy it is to do, but
They still, all of them exist. What we do is we version them, so the other ones are always there. We just have to add. It's not like that simple, but yeah, adding on a way to kind of flip between it. But it's there. The art exists. We just need to sort of R&D quite a bit there to bring that in.
Yeah.
I think if we have that, I think that's the only way we can do the white mouse.
That's
To be
true.
flippable.
Uh, To be fair, when I was updating it, I was just cleaning some of the
Don't
artifacts.
start,
I was
Jacob.
even keeping the line work. Is
Thou
going to look
shalt
exactly
not
the
touch.
I
same.
think it's that
Higher
mouse is so
resolution.
iconic. Like that, you couldn't change the silhouette of it, right? Like that is like
No, yeah.
it's so defining. Like that.
I wouldn't have changed it, but
Yeah.
I wasn't even allowed to make it print worthy.
Nothing.
All right. Well, I think we shall wrap things up. Unless does anyone else have any final words? Anything they want to share? Anything like that?
Parting
The
words.
Portal Paladin. That's my mouse.
Oh, Fleekio
choice.
as well. I like.
Ooh,
Oh yeah,
Just
Fleekio.
like the sort of like the face shape to body ratio. Just something about that.
Very
just
extreme,
Enjoy.
yeah.
Yeah, just like hello, like oh.
And
okay.
that quaff is just something
Yeah, that-
else too, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right up there with the brawny
That's a lot of fun to
mouse.
shoot.
Bro, do you even rift?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The burly white. Yes.
All right, great. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. Thanks for popping in, as well as hunters in the chat. Thanks for joining us today. Hopefully, everybody had a good time hanging out today.
It was fun.
We did.
And this will be, I think, the last Feedback Friday for a couple weeks. So we're going to be on holiday break for a couple weeks there. That said, we'll be peeking our head
Until
in to
next
launch
year.
the. Yeah, well, see you next year.
Oh, you did it. You did the first one.
Yeah, it'll be the competition to see in January. When first time you see it, I haven't seen you all year. I gotta land one of those for the first time.
Good dad jokes.
Yeah, lots of love in the chat as well. Thank you everyone for the kind remarks. And,
Yeah.
yeah. Stay tuned.
Lovely to join you guys.
It was.
Thank you. Awesome community. Community.
Community. Oh yeah, Brian. Get Brian in here.
We need Brian's
Cool.
MouseHunt community.
Yeah, appreciate hanging out and chatting with all of you. It's always fun. And that goes to both the people in this stream and also the people in the chat.
All right, great. And then just the gift opening ceremony is coming up. I won't embarrass myself because I don't have a calendar in front of me and I am notoriously bad with dates. But I'm sure that
Thursday.
information is somewhere.
Thursday the 23rd.
All right, well, in Giorgio we trust with dates, and then the New Year's phase of the Winter Hunt as well. Stay tuned for that.
If it's incorrect, Giorgio's number is...
It's me. My number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, me and Dave are gonna probably either get online or even like I'll gather, visit his place if he'll allow me. If I'm welcome in his home, and we'll get that live, and we'll just kind of hang out for a bit, make sure nothing is exploding, and open some gifts together. And for those, actually, I'm going to do a shout out to, there's a gift exchange thread on the forums that kind of crops up once a year. And if anyone here is feeling particularly generous, hop in and people just do a little gift exchange. You open up everyone's profile pages, you can put something under their tree, they put something under your tree, and it's just fun to see what kind of stuff gets sent around.
Yeah, quite the exciting Secret Elf competition on the Discord server as well. Well, I think it might be closed up now to enter it, but kind of excited to see all the fun to be had there as well. All right, well, again, thanks for joining me, everybody. Thanks for joining me, Hunters. Everybody have a good break, and we'll see you next year, I guess.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays.
Bye, everyone.
Catch you later.
Happy holidays.
Catch you later.
All right, Hunters, thanks for joining me. It was a blast. Like I mentioned, this will be the last Feedback Friday for 2 more weeks. We'll put up a news ticker in game as well, just to kind of give everyone a little refresher and jot it down there somewhere. But we'll see you in the new year. Happy hunting, and I'll see you next time.
2.
You're a trap. Don't seem to mind it. You attract me. I'm a mouse, you're a cat. I don't seem to mind it. Soft and furry. Oh, and just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap. Just when you think you're safe, snap. I come back. You don't seem to mind it, but I'm a fool. Broke my back. You don't seem to mind it, 'cause you're so cool. And just when I think I'm safe, snap. Turns out I'm never safe, snap.